Good morning. How's everyone? I'm cheesed already. I friggin' hesitated on that oil trade and it worked out perfect. So, nah, not really cheese, but you know how it goes. I don't know. Sometimes right at 5 a.m. there's a bit of volatility, eh? And I was wondering if maybe it would just keep going down and not turn around just because of the 5 a.m. hour, but I was eyeballing it because it had come down for a while, last hour or so, just kind of straight down. So it was prime, but I was a little gun shy. But we got good news today. CPI, I think. What day is today? Jobless claims at 8:30. PPI final demand 8:30. So you usually when there's a bit of news like that, it tends to be better for me. It tends to kind of chop and range a little better. So anyway, today or yesterday? Nothing. The only other news for America is natural gas at 10:30 and the Fed balance sheet at 4:30, which is low impact. So I don't know what that is. Retail sales tomorrow at 8:30. Uh, yeah, you just put orders on above and below the chop, and then hopefully you get filled and win. Yeah, hey, sorry guys. I've just been focusing on trading. Um, I do, or I was calling the trades out kind of like as they were setting up, and I was watching them. Um, but lately I was trading the micros. Now I moved to the minis, and I just really want to make sure that I'm focusing. So, last couple days have been kind of more quiet than usual, and also the minis move a little different than the micros. I know relatively they're the same. If you look at, an hour chart or daily chart, they are pretty much the same, but there are some nuances, especially in the pre market, and they're just a little bit different. They move a little different. So, I've been also just focusing on that as well. So, um, yeah. So that's why I've been a little quiet than normal, but as I just become more comfortable with the minis, I'll start talking a little bit more. But yeah, as far as right now, it's been not the best day. We got 3 wins, 3 losses. So flat on win losses, but a little bit negative on the P&L. So yeah, I just been focusing in on that. Missed a couple good trades. Got in a couple ones that didn't work. I can't say bad trades because it's within my strategy. So I haven't taken any bad trades today. A little gun shy on a couple, but that's all right. That's all right. It's been a good month so far. So, anyways, yeah, I put the music on too, so I'm probably just gonna chill a little bit longer and put the music on and have a chat when this is done. What the heck is this? Holy cow. Market's going nuts. All right, well, I ended up trading the NQ and not sure exactly what happened, but I ended up getting an error. Just because the market was moving so fast. I didn't even get to read the error. But long story short, it took my stop and my target away. So I was just raw dogging it. No stop, no target. So I realized that, and I quickly hit the X on my Stream Deck, which is why I have it. And I ended up getting 10 points on the NQ. So that's way bigger than it's 40 ticks, but I cut it in half for the NQ, so I counted as 20 ticks. So basically, I got a 20 tick winner on NQ, trading this stuff. So, yeah. So I guess I'm happy about that. That puts me way up. Well, it puts me about, yeah, it puts me up like 14, 15 ticks, I guess, by the looks of it, for the day. And I'm at +2, I think, right? Yeah, I'm at +2. I'm going to take 2 minutes to decide, but I might just cut her off here just because the price action has been not the best today. Well, whatever. It just hasn't been working out today. That's the way it goes. So, but yeah, after that NQ, that's like I try to get 6 ticks. So 6, 12, 16. That's almost 4 wins in one trade. So, after saying that out loud, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my live account, my trade copier, all that. X, get out of here. And yeah, so I'm actually going to just leave it there because I just got lucky as a dog on that one, so we'll take it. Holy crap. What a silly day. Yeah, some of the trades were long today, like 4, 5, 6 minutes. Like something I like them when they're about 10 seconds. So, yeah, we're just going to have to call it right there. Gonna have to call it. So let's get my calculator out because I'm lazy. Well, these are all 6, by the way. I just haven't updated my template. $16. Hey. Yeah, I'm all done. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Let me just save this. All right, well, I'm ready. I'm done. I don't want to look at the charts anymore. I'm fucking exhausted. What do you got going on? Oh, you gonna share me something? Share me something. Oh, I can't. Oh, I see. I see cayenne. I see magenta. That wasn't there yesterday. Fuck. You been hard at work. Yeah, sorry. Oh, Coffee, I muted you earlier. I'm sorry. Because I heard you saying, "Oh, little buddy, do you need to go out for a pee? You're taking the dogs out." And I figured you weren't even at the computer, so I just. Little bit, yeah. I should have mentioned it, but oh well. We're all good. Holy crap. The black and the white ones.
Right.
Yep.
And how this right dots represent pivots. You know what I mean? Okay. Well, yesterday what I did was I went into PowerWay and I changed the way he did the calculation. Okay. So I turned around and I changed it to the where it looks for the highest and lowest and measures from those areas. You know what I'm talking about, but I also made it dynamic and added in my pivot. So basically now what it's doing is, if you notice right here, we turn around and this magenta band, you know what I'm talking about? What
Yeah.
it does is it keys off of the low pivot. So when I have my first low pivot, like right there, you know what I'm talking about, here, let me close that. When I have
Yeah.
that first dot hit, this line comes down and resets. Okay? To get ready to do what? Go back up to follow this upward movement. Now here's a problem. It don't know when it resets. But because the I guess you could say the way the band's made, it's gonna keep following high. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So you mean every time you have a dot, it could possibly reset. From what I've seen so far, it has not been, at least, or from what I can tell anyway. Maybe I should put it that way. Unless maybe if they're a series, but even then, anyway. But yeah, like right here. So bam, you see it dropped. In fact, let's look at like this gold movement from last night. Come on, pull it up. There we go. See, so to me, this was perfect. You're literally seeing where this dropped. I had my pivot. It kicked in right on that dot. That was the only dot we had. And then all you're looking for now is a shit ton of cayenne. No, excuse me, magenta. Shit ton of magenta.
Yeah.
And this shows you when is your, so in other words, even if it turns and goes against you, that was your lowest low. See what I'm saying? Yeah, that little wick might have threw you just a hair below, but come on, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is showing because all this green that shows you, bam, now you're stepping right back into your trend.
That's friggin' sweet.
Yeah, I like it. I'd be lying if I tell. But see, that's why you see like when this cayenne band goes back to the zero line, what it is because it's seeing that dot. You know what I mean? Anytime it hits that
Yeah.
dot, because I tell people this is really the dot you're looking for. Come on, you see what I'm saying? But I can only program in so much. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna try to go in and say, oh, first this, last that, in between. No, 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 no. I ain't that. You know, I ain't gonna get that anyway, detailed. But yeah, dude, I mean, just for the way it works and everything, it works. I think it works very well. Because to me, it's like, even like, you notice this right here, this little gold move right here, where
Yeah.
bam, you hit this high, you know what I mean? It turn around and you see no magenta. All you see is cayenne coming down till we hit this bottom. Then what happened? You actually had a reset right here, and it took off and come right back up here, and you see all this magenta. Bam, that was pretty much your top, and then it turned and went right back into the trend, and it picks it up. And it's showing, bam, it's showing that's the last spot. You know what I'm talking about? Then bam,
Yeah.
you have your pivot, and you're basically starting over.
And do you use that with the other oscillator above it?
Yes, but keep in mind, what I tell people is like what I do is this right here. I don't really pay that much attention to it. I just pull these color columns down. You see what I'm saying? Because I will sort of key off of them. I do leave this here, but it's not really good for anything other than those color columns because it's looking for extremes. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I said, so I tell people, I said, I want to leave. This is what I'm looking at during my regular screen during trading. Okay. But what I done got where is I think of this as sort of an overall, if that makes sense. And this is more of an overall. It just kind of gives you an idea of, and this is more what I would think of as a play by play. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, and now because it's set to my pivot, oh, it's perfect, perfect. I mean, because it literally shows you right where, okay, boom, come down here, bam. got that pivot, I always tell people when you see that pivot, that always lets you know something could happen. That don't mean it is, but something could happen. You know what I mean?
Does it calculate on bar close, or will that the cyan magenta will it change in real time? As do those white dots print at bar close or during or on price change?
I'm guessing during, as long as maybe I should put it this way, as long as it makes a new high, I'm sure it prints.
Yeah,
See what I'm saying? Because that's really all it's looking for.
but does it give you a heads up?
It just don't, was it, delete them after they've been there.
Yeah,
So basically, when this one breaks over here, so I mean, it's always looking for a new high, new high, new high,
you know
and
what?
that's all it's looking for with a pivot.
That one's answering my question right now. That candle right there. So it'll print the dot
Right.
even before the bar close. Yeah. So it would
Well,
be.
yeah, that's what I'm figuring. As soon as it hits that new high, it's going to
Yeah,
print
yeah,
the dot.
yeah,
And this right here, or at least everything I've seen before in the past, with usually the way these works, it's all dependent upon the column. In other words, that column goes up and pushes it will color the column. But now if it pulls back. See what I'm saying? Then what it's going to do is it's going. In other words, until it closes, you're just not going to be for sure it's going to color it. Maybe I'm trying to say it that way.
yeah,
Because it's waiting, because what it's doing is the way I have that set up is if it pushes that column higher, see what I'm saying? What it's going to do is it's going to color it the color of the column. Because a lot of times it's so close you can't even, I mean, it's just so minuscule you can't even tell.
yeah.
So those didn't push it, but that one did. Anyway,
Yeah, that's looking nice.
yeah, dude, I
You
I like it.
you're giving
I like
yourself more work if you're gonna put these on Ninja. That's gonna be.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I
You don't
mean,
have
to
to.
me at least, I am finding this at a time where it's not like I will be done got it coded, and then it's like, oh, here, let me go back. See, because that's just like this right here. See, it says I got a guy redoing this. You know what I mean? But now that was before I put these lines in. So now, you know what I mean? To me, that's a separate job. You can say what you want, but that's the way I look at it. Okay,
Yeah,
if you're paying me saying, hey, code this, and I say code it to this, you know what I mean? Well, if I come back and I go, which to me, you have to realize there's a lot of stuff you've seen. I've had the flasher in the, you know what I'm talking about? I just look at that as parts. Same way you will with a car, okay? You can put something in or out of the code to make certain things happen. It's just
yeah,
that simple. I mean, so I have what I call the base. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much all this black line. Like if you look at this, that's all that pretty much is, just the base. There's nothing to it other than just the very. I just have everything turned off but those lines. I don't know if I have the lower, but I just tell people I like being able to see that line all the way through, so I know okay we're in downtrend, blah blah blah, or whatever. But yeah, dude, that way if you go back. But now, if everything's done and this is all I'm asking you to put in, do I expect you to charge me arm and leg? Nah, you might be talking $50, $100, most. I mean, you're not talking about major changes. I
yeah,
mean, this right here is quite literally an ATR line that is doing nothing but sitting at like I think 0.50 under close of the candle, and the only time it moves is whenever pivot, or maybe I say it resets on a pivot. But because of the way the ATR works, it's going to naturally draw up because the idea is that way if it comes down, it's still considered a stop loss to some degree. It's just working in reverse, where this should be above it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Anyway,
I like that. That's handy. I was looking up people. There's certain coders that are specialized in translating Pine script and Ninja script. Eh? Have you ever
yeah,
found
dude, that's what I
anybody?
reached out to a guy that I mean
Oh,
had his own website. He had all kinds of stuff, but he just told me straight up. He was like, "Look, I've never messed with TradingView." He said, "I did, I sent him all the stuff, but he just told me right from the door. He was like, look, I would rather not mess with it. You know what I mean? And I mean, he was straight up pro. You know what I'm talking about? I mean,
yep.
dude, he had all kind of stuff on his website. Um, I- and I said, okay, this guy's gonna be good. Okay,
Isn't Oh, okay.
and
Isn't Pine script only Ninja only Trading View, or is that's its own code,
uh,
right?
yes, 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 that's
Yeah.
just for
Okay.
TradeView's code.
Okay.
Uh, but anyway, what was it? And I think ThinkScript is Thinkorswim. But anyway, what was it? Or their version? Maybe I should put it that way. What
Yeah.
was it? But and to me, all those are usually just sort of bastardized versions of some other code. Or
Yeah.
I went back and looked into it one time, but I can't remember what they're based off of. Most times they're based off of some other code. It's just doesn't have the level of features of what you could probably really get for, let's say, if they just went to C or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, they do it that way. I think they do it that way on purpose to make it hard. You know what I mean? But that's just me. And that way they can say, "Oh, we got our own little thing," and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
In a way, I don't know.
Who gives a
Maybe it
shit?
makes it easier, but yeah, there'd be certain guys that specialize in both codes, eh? Like they
Yeah.
translate it over. I don't know any of them,
Well,
but I
in
just kind of
fact,
looked
dude,
it up.
I got another guy working on it now. You know what
I
I'm
was
talking about?
trying to get AI to do it for you.
Well, that's what I got. I got another guy working on it now. What was it? And he's supposed to be delivering, I think, closer to the end of the month on the 24th or wherever. He told me to give him 15 days. He said it's pretty complex. But everything I've seen, he's supposed to be legit. We'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah, you use a little bit of a bit or AI, right? Which do you have a certain chatbot that
Yes,
you
actually,
use?
I use two. I use ChatGPT and also use Claude.
Oh, okay.
To me, Claude actually works better than ChatGPT. But where they mess up, you know what I mean? And that's where sometimes you just need a good old fashioned human brain. And it's not sometimes it's just you're not explaining it right. Maybe that's just why I'm not put it. You know what I mean? And you have to sit down and reword what you're. So as far as the actual coding I have to do, usually it's gotten now to the point where they're so good, it's very minimal. You know what I mean? Overall. And I can do some arrays or loops if it's what I would think of as a light array or but now if you get very complex arrays, no, that even gets beyond me. You know what I'm talking about? Because hey, I'm just a old Southern boy that can barely spell his name. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, so but yeah, dude. Honestly, it just makes it so easy. I was sitting there last night and I was thinking, dude, this could so easily be converted to work to show, and it would quite literally work as confluence to me for what my zigzag does. You know what I mean? And show me in the way it still works. It would show me like where you had this dip. You know what I mean? And now we're turning, and bam, there was your. You know what I mean? It showed the extreme, and bam, you turned and went right back into the. And I was like, dude, I went in and took the old one off, and I had this one on. I was like, shit, this right here to me is 10 times better.
There you go. That's pretty cool. Uh,
Especially considering it works with my zigzag. But
yeah, I really like that. I've looked into code a little bit, and I've even like tried learning a little bit, but it's tough. It's not easy. So I think it's pretty cool that you can just go in and I would love to be able to do that. Just have an idea like you do, like, oh, let's go modify
well,
the
here's
code
the
and
thing,
see
dude.
that. Like that's so
That's
cool.
why I don't like to learn new language. I just tell people, I said, all it is because you've been doing it so long,
Yeah.
you slowly and gradually learn it. That's really what it boils down to. You know what I mean? I mean, it's that simple. So,
Yeah, but that's what I would do if I were you. I would just stick with TradingView, Pine Script, and make whatever you want to make. And if you feel like you need it
oh,
on Ninja, then
and
just
that's what I'm probably
get it
going to
moved.
do.
You
What I
know?
would like to do, which hell, I think I'm paid up for like a year and a half. You know what I mean? Premium. But because what I would like to ultimately is by the time that it comes back around next year for a resub, you know what I mean? Is I'll probably just wait until this runs clean out. I probably won't resub. I'll probably just wait till this runs clean out and just resub because by then I should have everything switched over. You know what I mean? And I'll most likely still resub, but I'll most likely then just simply resub for like Essential where I can just run like 5 or whatever. Because basically this is all I'd be using it for is testing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause, hell, I got a whole friggin' chart and that's all it's for, test. I mean, just And that's literally all I do with this friggin' chart. Just throw shit up there and just see what it's going to do.
Order
Anyway,
submitted. Order
so
canceled.
yeah, dude. No, I just wanted to. I sent that to Raw. You know what I mean? I made a quick little video this morning and sent it to him. But I said, well, why you on here? Because I explained yesterday how it works, so you already have an idea. I said, so I was like, well, I'll
Yeah.
just tell him what I did to it, so that way he'll know what's going on. But anyway,
Yeah, that's. Have you, when you look at it to decide whether like it's you think it's good or not, do you do bar replay or do you just kind of scroll back and just
no,
analyze the
no,
chart?
dude, I have, but I'm the kind of person I personally do not care to back test. Okay, I played with it a little bit in Ninja, and I will give Ninja credit. To me, it seems like they do try to do it the right way. It seems like they try to use tick by tick data to some
They've
degree. You know
they've
what I
done
mean?
it better. Well, you can record your own data.
I said, but here's the thing, you know what I mean? It eats up, and I because I had a guy the last guy Noodle that was in that last group I was in, you know what I mean? He used them, but he said, dude, it just add, because he was like, when you start downloading months and all, you know what I mean? He said it takes up a lot of damn space. You know what I'm talking about? You start talking about a lot of, because you're literally downloading all the data and running it off your machine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, it
And
does. Hey, I haven't looked.
because it was not uncommon for him to do, you know what I mean, months and months and months at something, because he would be testing a bot or whatever. You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah. Like I
but
have
he
a
would
year, a couple
try,
of years on my computer. Yeah.
so yeah, he was wanting to try to, so he would just like, hey, and that's when he was telling me, by the time you do all that, and you put all this stuff, he said Ninja sort of gets so fractured. You know what I mean? That's why he told me. He says like I had to go in like once a year, and I was like, well, that's just like I used to have to do with, but
Yeah.
because I never used Ninja for nothing other than simply, you know what I mean, execution, I never had a problem with it,
Yeah. I
you
he's
know.
right.
But
He's right. Once
but
you
he
get
said, but when you keep adding all that, he says it can't. He said it makes problems. He said because even if you do go and try to wipe it out, he said you reinstall it. He said if you don't pull all that shit out your system, he said still will pick it back up. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I have not played with it to that extent. Maybe I should put it that way. And when my
Mhm.
video card died, yes, I had to reinstall it. But you know what I mean? That was totally different. That's the first time I ever reinstalled it.
It
What was it?
when was he telling you this? Because Ninja Trader about a year ago, they
Oh,
kind of updated. They updated the way they do replay as well.
it was probably then.
Yeah.
I bet it was probably that long ago.
There was a
Uh,
couple
but
issues with it.
yeah, that's what. In fact, I know because quite a while ago he had told me about a place because he's trying to get me to switch over there because he said he was going to like Tick Blaze. He said that's supposed to be like the new Ninja Trader and all that. Well, here's the
Yeah.
problem, dude. My funded futures don't use them. So I just
Yeah.
like,
Nobody does.
guess what? The prop has to support it too. And I
Mhm.
hate to say this, but guess what? Trade bait and Trader has been around for freaking ever. Okay.
Yeah.
So guess what? That's pretty much the default that just about everybody goes to. So
That's the thing. The other thing is hardware. What computer? So I find I've ran into trouble running an AMD card with an Intel CPU, and everything is built on Intel CPU and basically NVIDIA video cards. So I've talked to guys and that have weird problems, and a lot of times one guy had a AMD video card with an Intel CPU, and it
right.
causes weird problems and crashes. I don't know why, but it likes the NVIDIA card with the Intel. So
Yeah,
that's one
I
thing.
do. That's all I do because I tell people that's pretty much
Yeah.
the default.
And then
And
once I
see, I
built,
just tell people I've had too many times before in the past, especially you gotta
yeah,
remember how many years I've been gaming,
yeah,
where AMD decided that, oh my God, we're finna start going heavy into graphics, and I'd buy one of their cards, and then a couple of years later, basically, it just go to shit
yeah.
because
I
they
don't
change their
have,
mind and go, hey, yeah. Where I tell people, guess what? That's all Nvidia does. Well, yeah, they do other stuff too, but you,
yeah,
you get my drift. I tell people they just never changed. So you can count on the drivers to work. You can count on, where I just told people, I said, I've had too many
hmm
times before in the past with AMD, like it when they start saying we're going to do graphics cards. well, how do I know in 5 years you're going to keep wanting up? You see what I mean? No,
Yeah,
I would
and
rather keep going back to what I just know works. So most
that's what I
people are
say.
going to build it for Windows, for Intel, and for NVIDIA. That's going to be what
Yeah,
they have in mind. I'll put it that way. You know
and
what
that's
I'm talking
what
about?
they've tested it on too, most likely,
Exactly.
more than anything else.
And in fact, especially like most games now, most people, I tell people, most games now are being built not even with this shit in mind. They're building
Yeah,
it with really an Xbox, a PlayStation, or because guess what? That's taking over the mass market. You know what I mean? And then your game's just going to be ported to the PC. They're
oh
going to
yeah,
build it so it gets optimized for that, or I think
yeah.
so.
They're gonna render it and just send it to you,
Right, because dude, essentially, those are nothing more than PCs, but just you know what I mean.
but you can't
I
do
mean,
anything to them.
well, yeah.
But yeah, hardware is good. Like once I built this computer a year ago, I stopped having like crashes and glitches with Ninja Trader as well.
Yeah.
I built it good. Like I put 64 gigs of RAM. There's like a 13 gen Intel and brand new. Like
Dude,
it's
that's what
I
I
built it
I
good, right?
try to do a new one about every 2 years if I can. And
Yeah,
I tell people, I said, you're gonna drop some money. Usually I'll spend around about 2 grand. You know what I mean?
at least.
And that even just ain't blazing top end stuff. You know what I'm talking
No.
about, but it would buy me what I would consider would be a decent gaming PC. Because I tell people, guess what? You're doing so much mathematics and so much calculation, everything else. You know what I'm talking about, I mean, that you need that. You almost need the same specs. Maybe that's just why I know how to put it.
It's
You know
worth
what I
every
mean?
cent.
For trading. And the fact that, I'll have Ninja Trader up and I'll have this up and I'll have four
Yeah, yeah.
screens up. I got Ninja Trader on the other side, and you just don't have any overall real lag. Now there'll be times where things will act up, but so far Ninja Trader and this have not. But now I have had times where like Discord, to me, Discord will glitch out because a lot of times I'll just
Oh
have
yeah.
it run in the background. So
Yep.
then it's like you try to pull it up and just you start getting errors or I think it glitches out, and it's like I just almost you almost have to just turn it off and turn it back on, close the program and open it back up. But anyway,
Yeah, you need it. I was surprised. So I put. I was torn between 32 gigs of RAM and 64. I ended up going with 64. And I check my system when I'm running everything like Ninja and Trading View and streaming and this and that. I'm I'm using 20 gigabytes of RAM on average just running. So I mean that's crazy. That's a lot.
mm.
I've never heard of when I was a kid. Like if you had 4 gigs of RAM, you had something, right?
Well, see, that's what like, dude, Noodle hates Ninja. He hates Ninja because
Yeah.
that's why, because he was like, if it got better over time, he said, but like some of these people coast, and he just says it can lead to memory leaks.
Yeah.
Well, he just said it'd be different if they kept trying to optimize it. You know what I mean? And he just said, look, he thought of it kind of like I thought of Thinkorswim. Hey,
Yeah.
this shit just done got so old, it's getting long in the tooth. You know what I mean? It either just needs to totally be re-upped or anyway. And the
Yeah.
same way, what was it? Because I looked into that Tick Blaze, I liked it. You know what I mean? But I don't think he actually went with it.
Yeah.
Um, but that was the only reason I didn't go because I just told him, I said, well, dude, I use my Fun Futures, and guess what? I can't. They don't support that platform. So, well, because he was
Yeah.
like, oh, you don't run into, because that's what he was talking about how on Ninja, shit's everywhere as far as trying to find indicators and this and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all kind of stuff and
True.
everything.
Yep.
And he was like, oh, they was talking about how they're going to have their own community and their own store. And I liked everything they were saying, but anyway, I
How
never
new
signed
are they? When did they come out?
back around the first of the year or whatever,
Oh.
they did a thing where you could sign up to try it. You know what I'm talking about? And I know he got in on the beta testing for trying. I never did. I do know I went back and looked like at all their videos and everything, and I liked everything they were saying. The only thing is the problem is like they include data in their package. See what I'm saying? So you're paying a little bit more, you know, but here's the problem. They want you to pay for a year at a time. And a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I do not have a problem doing that. But when you start talking about knocking down, 12, 1,500 bucks at one time, a lot of people just don't want to do that.
No, for
I mean,
something.
that's just really all it boils down to. I
And
mean, and because I agree with what they were saying, and yeah, to me, for the price they were quoting is competitive because by the time I end up having to pay for something, then pay for the data, and you know what I mean? By the
yeah.
time you roll all that together, it's pretty much the same price. It's not like, they're giving you, but anyway, you get my
But
drift.
with the prop firms, you get free data. With Apex
Exactly.
anyway. So
Pretty
there's
much.
that, and
Yeah.
also
Right.
it's so new. There's not like a lot of support. I know all the shit's all over the place with Ninja,
Yeah,
but there's
exactly.
still a lot of shit out there. Like I could bring it up. I probably have about 30 or 40 free indicators. Like it's just
Yeah.
like for Renko, I got a block counter. I've got this thing called Super Trend. It's like ATR and a bunch of things built into it. I've got like
Well, and I tell
whatever.
people
Like
that was
there's a
the
lot of shit.
advantage. Right. I tell people that was the advantage, even like Thinkorswim. I said they just have so much
Yeah.
shit out there. You know what I'm talking about? That's why people just don't want to let it go. I said, but it runs into problem over time trying to always keep all that stuff backward compatible and this, and that, and the other.
Yeah.
And then it also runs into if the person will keep up the program. You know what I mean? I mean, so that's another whole issue. Anyway,
Yeah, some of them are open. The free ones are open source too. So if you know, you can update
right.
it. You go in the code, but yeah, I mean, I like the idea of new platforms, but I mean, you just can't they need the time to get to where other platforms are. It may be better than Ninja, but it just doesn't have everything,
Exactly.
right? I mean,
Exactly.
I
Well,
can't.
dude, I mean, because I know, like back when I was the only prop firm they was bragging about having was Top Step, and I was
Yeah,
like, shit, man. I was like, I mean,
I heard
that's
they're
great.
good. I
A
heard they're
lot of,
good, but yeah.
you know, there's still a lot of stuff out there that, anyway. So, oh well. Well, let me let you go, Hoss. I just kind of
All
wanted to
right.
show you that while I had you here because I'm trying to sit here and eat breakfast and just start running off the mountains by the time I got
I,
breakfast ready.
I appreciate it. Good
All
talking.
right, take care, dude. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
have a good morning, bye.